Welcome to the bold analysis. Former Cabinet Secretary Fred Okengo Matian'gi has dispelled the reports that had emerged early Friday that William Ruto camp had offered him a cabinet slot so that he could decamp from the united opposition and Uhuru Kenyatta access and join the broad-based administration. And straight in this podcast, I will explain to you why there is a desperate rush from the deep state to bring Matian'gi in the box. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Subscription is absolutely free. Out of 10 people, 5 subscribed. Better part of this week. Are you amongst the 5? Just click your subscribe button there and you will get our podcast. But just before we get into those details, guys, I'm yet again reminding you, or rather asking you, to rally behind this 75-year-old mzee, Peter Osera. Peter called me on Wednesday. Kaniambia, Kevin, I'm a subscriber and I watch your podcast and I've seen you do things. And what he told me is that he had urine discharge, blood discharge in the urine. Alikuwa anakojoa damu. That was very shocking for me. And of course, way back huko, he did not make his way. But I requested, he has a grandson there, to rush him to Kisii Level 6 Hospital. And myself, I covered his full share. So that probably I thought it would take care of him. So several tests were done. And the report that came from Kisii was that his left kidney ilikuwa imeharibika, imeoza. And really, that is part of what was bringing the problem. Apart from that, the urine tract, they also had some mass there. So that is why Peter, who is also a pastor, the man of God, was really in deep pain. That was done. But I opted to more further because we had helped people. Nasikianga hizo hospitali za huko, normally sometimes I'm not very skeptical. And of course, it was not possible. So he was brought to Nairobi. And myself, I spent better part of my day yesterday in Kenyatta Hospital before I went to attend the Wiper NDC. So he was admitted because mtu kama huyo hangebaki nyumbani, hangerudi nyumbani. Was admitted after several other tests were done and they affirmed the report from Kisii that mzee is in a critical condition that needs a procedure that needed to be done and he will be out of danger. This really needs to be done urgently. So guys, that's why I'm requesting you. We followed up and Shah is going to pay a portion. He's going to support. But unajua hawalipi yote. So I'm making plans to go to Kenyatta on Monday and book the surgery as early as Tuesday. Akiweza kufanyiwa on Tuesday so that it could be out of danger. My prayer and my hope is mzee atakae hospitali only 1 week. We get relief. Kwa sababu imagine hata alikuja akitembea. But I don't go weak.
Kevin, asante sana. Mungu atasaidia mimi pamoja na nyinyi. Bwana, mimi najua kwamba nitapona. Ulifanya kazi kubeba mimi mpaka hospitalini. Mungu asaidie wewe na pamoja na mimi, pamoja na huyu ndugu yako.
And I believe that we can save this life. We can save this life. Find a place. Even if you sacrifice 10 shillings or 5 shillings or whatever, 50, whatever you can get. What nasema, kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. We can fill our place. We're looking at approximately around 200,000. We'll be able to take care of his condition, afanywe the surgery, at least atoke, arudi aende afanye kazi ya Mungu. And it is in my prayer. I really felt from there. I honestly felt from there that we can be of a blessing to him. Kindly finding a place to support this. Now, one of the local papers, and I think I saw it even in one of the blogs, widely reported that Matian'gi was on his way to the broad-based administration. That was moments after Gideon Moi. Immediately that was the report of Gideon Moi. The other person who was being rumored to be making his way there was Matian'gi. According to that report, Ruto team had approached Fred Matian'gi, and they were willing to make some sacrifices within the cabinet. You know, because Ogamba, the education CS, that docket has remained with Kisi. My suggestion probably would have been dropped and given to Matian'gi, or even an education docket, since that has always been handled by the Pagosi, and through there, probably they give Matian'gi a slot. But to understand that part of this would be for Matian'gi to drop the Jubilee and probably join through the UPA. So, however, today, Matian'gi was in Meru with Peter Munya for the burial of grandmother. I don't know why the team never went there. And he dispelled those rumors, saying he cannot work with the Kenya Kwanza administration. I think without much ado, let's listen to that.
Tunaenda kuwaonga shilingi 10,000. Medical cover yao haifanyi kazi. Na hiyo medical cover ukiangalia line item kwa allocation ya pesa ilienda kwa TSC, hiyo medical cover ni 17 billion shillings. Unajiuliza hiyo 17 billion imeenda wapi? Na nimesema kila wakati hawa kama wanataka kutuaibisha, si waweke hiyo maneno hadharani. Why can't they publish the information and say we are not saying the truth, this is the truth? Sababu ukweli uko na nyinyi wananchi. Sababu nyinyi ndio mnapata huduma ya serikali. Ama namna gani? Wananchi hawalalamiki bure. Wananchi wanalalamika kwa sababu hakuna huduma kutoka kwa serikali. Na wananchi wakiuliza haya maswali hawafanyi makosa, wanauliza maswali kwa sababu hivyo ndivyo hali iko katika vijiji zetu na katika sehemu zetu mbali kwa nchi. Naambiwa na wakubwa fulani wanataka mtu wa kabila yao. Na wakati huo tukiwa kwa serikali, mimi nawaambia wazi, hata huyo mwenyewe huyu hawezi hii kazi. Ndio nakasirika saa nyingine nikiona hii porojo na upumbavu, naona kwa magazeti eti mimi ndaenda kufanya kazi juu na nani. Nifanye kazi na hawa watu mimi nawajua kuliko watu wengine mimi mnajua. You don't know these people. I know these people very well. How can I work with them? Mtu mwingine ameandika jana eti niende kufanya kazi juu na nani. Huyo mpaka sitaki kutaja jina yake. Kufanya kazi mimi siwezi kufanya kazi na hao watu. I know them very well and I know the stuff they are made of. Ni watu ambao you can't work with them. Their attitude towards public service and public resources is one you can't tolerate. Ndio mnaona nchi yetu hii, Mheshimiwa Munya ameuliza ni kitu gani kinafanyika, what is working in this country? There's only one thing that is working, looting the country. Hiyo ndio kazi tu inafanyika, wizi. Hakuna kazi nyingine inafanyika. Kila siku ukiamuka ni wizi. Hiyo ndio wame perfect. Yani kama ni PhD hiyo wanahitaji kuongezwa wengine ya pili ya looting na wizi. Kupora nchi, destroying a country within 3 years. Look at where we are. Alafu sasa mtu aanze kuwa na ndoto eti unaweza kufanya kazi na watu sambuli kama hao. Hata afadhali uende ukae chini ya mti nyumbani pale na mama na baba zako na watu wako, badala ya kuambiwa ufanye kazi na watu kama hao. Anyway, nyinyi watu wa pande hii, nyinyi ndugu zetu, tumekuwa hapa, nimesema niko marafiki wengi hapa, akina Naituli, hawa wote tumefanya kazi pamoja. Na hapa wananchi tunawaomba, tafadhali haya mambo tunayazungumzia muyafikirie sana kwa makini tukienda mbele. Ndio naomba namba 4, vijana ambao mko hapa, tafadhali ndugu na dada, chukueni kura. Tunaweza kuongea haya maneno namna hii, tupige dance, tuombe. Sawa ni kuomba, sawa ni kupiga hiyo dance. Lakini sasa kama hatuna kura na hatuendi kupiga kura katika kituo cha kupiga kura 2027, hatujabadilisha maisha yetu. Na njia tu ya kubadilisha haya maneno ni kuwa na kura. Chukua kura, tupige kura, tuwe tayari kufanya sehemu yetu kama wananchi, as faithful citizens, to move our country to the next level.
I don't know how many people enjoy listening to Matian'gi's speeches. Yeah. Of course, the other team, one term, fine. But the soberness and the calmness that Matian'gi injects in this political discourse is unmatched. You got to laugh. You've got to like him on how he presents. It's true. It's slogans are good. We are not saying it's bad to do sloganeering. But again, the substance in it is very important. And just to understand this, I've watched this video of Kitui Pastor. This is the kind of brainwash that probably Matian'gi is talking about.
I am the senior whip in the House of Bishops here in Kitui. So, we love you, Mr. President. We want to congratulate you for the works you've done. We also want to thank you, Mr. President, for the effort you've done and the launches. My father, we thank you. And whenever you come here, we will worship you. And also, if you can give us, you can also give us this, you can give us chance in these free houses. And also, we are ready also to pay these houses like the others are paying these affordable houses.
A lot of brainwash. Now, I want us to look at another story just to support what Matian'gi is talking about there. Do you guys remember in 2022, the issue about Galana Kulalo? Today, the president's team were in the Galana Kulalo area to show us. If you look at these photos, these were photos of harvesting. So they were supposed, this was danced, they went live actually, to show the country that Galana Kulalo Sasa harvesting was going on. And these photos were widely circulated about when harvesting was happening. You mind in harvested. Just to show you that Galana Kulalo was some reality. Later on, this is what the president posted in their Facebook page of Twitter. Our investment in Galana Kulalo Food Security Project in Kilifi and Tana River counties is now bearing fruit. Today, we begin the first major maize harvest on 330 acres, with each acre expected to yield 28 to 30 bags. Already, 1,500 acres have been planted. By the end of this year, a further 1,700 acres will be under cultivation, bringing the total to 4,000 to 5,400. Now, even if you add to that point, if you add that figure, 1,500 plus 1,700 is 32. So that is even bringing it to 3,200. Maybe that's a little. And this has been used to tell you. Now, imagine ametumia tu 300. Only the first one wamefanya 300 acres. So, they're going there. So, we did some fact check. And that is what has happened in Galana Kulalo. However, you need to find out what the president said about it. He was talking about some 10,000 acres, and that was way back.
Mimi nataka niwahakikishie Wakenya, ile Galana, ndani ya miezi miwili mitatu, nitaanza kujenga damu pale Galana. Na tayari, kuanzia hii Februari, zile ekari 10,000 ambazo tayari tulikuwa tumeifanya kama model farm 10,000 acres na iko na mpaka na pivot. Hapo tutaanza kuzalisha chakula mwaka huu. na nitaongezea ekari zingine 10,000 kufikia mwezi wa 6, 8 hapo, kwa sababu ile maji iko pale inatosha ekari 20,000. Alafu baada ya hiyo, hii dam mimi najenga beginning the next 90 days. Kwa mwaka moja na nusu ikiwa tayari, tutaweka between 300 and 400,000 acres kuzalisha chakula pale Galana.
So, and people asking whether that is really what was promised, and whether what was promised is what has been delivered. It's something you can look around and figure out. What do you think? By the way, what do you guys think about it? Now, you can actually see that the Galana Kolalo, the president is using, and I'm the 300 acres. And let me tell you, hey, the next rally from next week will be learned about this Galana Kolalo. And you will be told with the amount of figures cooked. In fact, if there is a problem we have, is a lot of cooked data. You know, there is a lot of data. We've employed 400,000 people. We've employed 30,000 people. We've collected 30,000 bags. We've done 4 kilometers of road. You know, there is a lot of numbers. The numbering that is being done is to amplify impact. And I think it's not the right strategy. Impact, you can't amplify by shouting about it. Impact is felt. Impact is community-centered. Impact is felt by the consumer, by the Kenyan, by the stakeholders. But one of the things we always had is we have a small thing. And then you do, like, you know, how many will go to Galana Kolalo to confirm whether it is 330 acres? None. How many of you can subject all that to cultivation? No one. So, we will use that and can tell you, Galana Kolalo, hatujambiwa how many jobs it has created. Hey. Hapo zaidi kufanya harvesting, maana harvesting inafanywa machine. People who are there can be counted, less than 50 people. Lakini kesho, tutaambiwa how many jobs have been created through that irrigation scheme. Okay, not so bad. Just to confirm to you that Matian'gi is really someone that has been in the interest of many, I was shocked to listen to Ali Roba.
Matian'gi ametuita mkutano kama viongozi wa kutoka Mandera. Tumekaa naye katika ofisi. Akazungumza, nikamwangalia, nikaona the most clueless individual given to manage the most sensitive docket in this country. Dado angekuwa hapa atawaambia, nikawaambia, you speak like somebody gifted with thickness. And to manage such a sensitive docket, I have no time to engage with you. And that was reality. Mheshimiwa Dado wako hapa. Leo hii nikisikia Matian'gi wanataka rais, na yeye ndo anazungumza about security. Na yeye amekuwa maajabu. Murkomen amekuwa CS Interior miezi kadhaa na hakuna sehemu ya nchi agenda. Wakati tulikuwa tunazungumza na Matian'gi 3 years in office, hajawahi kufika Mandera, na alikuwa anajaribu kuzungumza Mandera from the rumors he is fed in the offices by others. A clueless individual like that is not cut out. In our culture, cannot be trusted to look after the goats, forget about running a country. Akiwa mtu kama huyu anasimama na kusema wa Kenya, a place he has never been, aseme wa Kenya wamepewa vipande, sasa wahalifu watakuwa wengi. Now the police records indicate, other than occasional incidences of insecurity spilling over from across the border, we record consistently in our region the lowest crime rate. IG yako hapa. Mimi nataka kumwambia kwa sababu I said before, if you are gifted with thickness, you will be devoid of information and you are likely to make silly statements in public as you have done before. I want him to pick police reports across this country. Mwaka nenda mwaka rudi, the lowest crime rate in the country is reported in our region.
Ali Roba is saying that Matian'gi was performed poor in the security docket compared to Murkomen. And instead of giving a convincing point, he's talking about the Ujakuwa la usalama. This is it. It is not, I think I'll be exaggerating if I say that Matiangi's era in tenure in the security docket was perfect. No. Actually, it was not like perfect. And no one is perfect though. Quite a number of people were killed during that time, the election skirmishes and all that is in people's mind. I think that one we've settled on. However, this round Muendaya Murkomen is not something to be praised. Do you know? Murkomen moves around the counties under a program known as Jukwaa la Usalama. I was shocked when the Auditor General was saying that the CS, that ministry spends around 15 million for that exercise per day. For that exercise. Why are we wasting taxpayers' money at masquerading as talking to chiefs? I saw one in Kuria where he was interviewing some chief. Some chief had appeared there, some, for OCS had appeared there drunk. So I was asking him, unakunywa exhibit, honestly, if you ask the people in the security sector, what has been the impact of that Jukwaa la Usalama? Is nothing short of just some campaign gimmick and a scheme just to collect money. Why do a minister have to move around the country with very huge guzzlers convoy, talking to chiefs and police bosses about the security status, in the guise of that after that they are going to improve bring recommendations to improve the security sector. And immediately after 2022 general election, the president appointed Maraga on police to chair police reforms task force. I saw in this country when Maraga was in Statehouse to hand over a report to the president. And apart from that, there are so many reports that have been done, so many bodies that have been formed just on task force on police reforms and how to better the service. Some of those reports are just gathering dust in offices. Then Waziri moves around, and since he started moving, I've not seen a template like, I went to Siaya, this is what I found out, and this is what I'm doing. I went to Mombasa, this is what I found out, and this is the intervention. I've not even seen that. It is just the day, talking, in the evening, getting to the nearest hotel there and calling reporters and talking about the security of the country, And then Ali Roba says, to them, it is fine. Hata kama unataka kufurahisha voters wako, lakini you just become a bit factual. Now, but this is why Matian'gi is on Ruto's radar. The Jubilee card. The fact that Matian'gi is joining Jubilee means that Matian'gi is getting the support of Uhuru Kenyatta, and through that, probably Uhuru Kenyatta would fund the opposition politics, the opposition candidate. Or maybe he understands that Uhuru will be willing to support Matian'gi. And if you pull out Matian'gi, probably will not get away with it. You will have pulled him away from Uhuru's circle. So very, very clear. And if you want to look at it, see, Matian'gi is around the country. See, there's this former Nyeri town member of Parliament, Uhuru Mbugu and Jeremiah Kioni, who have been masquerading as founder members and chief marketers of Jubilee Party. Why are they not moving around the country with their candidate, Matian'gi? Matian'gi was in Embu, Meru today, just to attend the burial of Shoshoa, grandmother of Peter Munya. Why didn't the Jubilee team go there? Because really, the plan is to make sure that they pull Matian'gi to William Ruto's side. Then the second issue why Matian'gi was Ruto's radar is the fact that Matian'gi Kalonzo ticket would appeal to Mount Kenya voters. That ticket is a bit appealing. Why? Matian'gi has the blessings of the president, former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Kalonzo has the blessings of Rigathi Gachagua. And those are very influential figures in Mount Kenya. Lastly, I feel, not lastly, but Matian'gi is a viable candidate for 2027 transition. Allow me to take the next 2 minutes and explain. If you look at Matian'gi, Kalonzo, Rigathi, and others, Kalonzo must be on ballot in 2027 because that is his only chance. Now, it is also important for Matian'gi to be on ballot because he is a transition candidate. He must not become president in 2027, but he shall have tested the depth of the murky political waters and will be a strong candidate on Ruto's succession. Now, because Ruto is looking at that succession, that is why he would want to pull. And anajua vizuri that no sitting government will be popular. They know sitting government is very unpopular. But they will want to bring Matian'gi to associate huku so that will face a backlash from the people. And through that, I mean, destroy. The same thing like what's happening in ODM. Now, so I know some people are saying that is why he went for Gideon Moi. Come on. He went for Gideon Moi, but Gideon Moi cannot become president by succeeding Ruto within Ruto's UDA camp. Cannot. The person who must succeed Ruto, the nature of our politics, must be outside. It cannot be within the UDA. And lastly, Matian'gi would have a very unpredicted Western spillover. If Matian'gi is a presidential candidate is in that ticket, I want you to figure out. There is a chunk of Migori, Homa Bay, Kisumu, and Siaya vote that will go to Matian'gi. That ticket is, even Western, that ticket is very attractive. In the sense, especially if Ruto has Kindiki, and then there is Kalonzo Matian'gi there, Matian'gi would really harvest that vote. Because there are also so many aspirants in the Western Belt and the Nyanza region that would prefer to go by Matian'gi's party away from the ODM and the dominant parties in those regions. So he's not someone like to make sure that Ruto is settled, that he doesn't have any threat from Western and the Nyanza area. That is why he's going for Matian'gi. Thank you.